Hello. I am making a vlog video with matching blue, and I'm making a report on the perfume oil by Gucci called Blue. And so this is a self-made sweater. I made that myself. It is my own couture. It comes over the hips. It's really warm and really amazing. I got this hoodie from the Dollar Tree store and the scarf too, but they kind of match my couture. It looks really nice. And the putty matches. And putty has a very light berry flavor. And I am thinking about making my own putty and putting designer oil into it. That'd be really awesome. So I am so incredibly inspired. I've always been inspired by fashion designers my whole life. And I've always been inspired by their creations of clothing, accessories, and scents, scented stuff, and oils, and perfumes. In the past, I used to buy the perfume oils was the alcohol. I don't do that anymore. I don't want anything to do with alcohol. I don't want that on my skin. I don't want that in my body. It is very unhealthy, okay? Scientific reports have finally now entered into the public, and they said no amount of alcohol is good for you, okay? Every amount is bad. Even medication, even supplements that are dissolved in alcoholic solutions are not good for you. So I think Dr. Scholl's sometimes has a little shot of whiskey. That's why he calls that's why he calls his flu medications flu shots. But shots in terms of kind of like a whiskey shot. I think they also come in those type of bottles, like whiskey size shot bottles. I don't buy that. I buy only the stuff that is like tea. I buy at Dr. Scholl's and some supplements, but I don't buy his flu shot. And I don't buy, but I still recommend to people to get Dr. Scholl's flu shot anytime over the actual governmentally recommended or mandated flu shots. So anytime. So don't get a flu shot, my goodness. Don't do anything that punctures your skin, right? Whether it is flu shots or vaccine, any kind of vaccines or tattoos or body piercing. Don't puncture your bodies, okay? That is my mission to the world. And yes, it is so incredibly not socially acceptable or palpable, but I don't care. I couldn't care less. I'm from the future. The people in the future, they're going to look back and they go, why did these people do this to themselves? Why did they have tattoos done? Why did they why did they go under the knife? Why did they do all of these terrible things to themselves? People way in the future, in 1,000 years, they're going to be really, they're going to look back on all these cumbersome and horrific and painful fashion styles throughout history, and they're going to shake their heads in disbelief over all of this. And they're all going to be running around without bras, and they're all going to be in the most super comfortable clothes, plush clothes, everything comfortable and plush and amazing. and they don't care. They don't care if anyone has a problem with it or is still old style or whatever. They don't care if, they get told to put some friggin' makeup on, which happens to me a lot. It's like, I'm not gonna put any makeup on for anyone. If I want to put makeup on, I do this because I want to, because I feel like it in that moment. That's when I put makeup on. I feel like it. And it's not always because I am because I'm trying to pick up a guy. So it's just I do this for myself because I'm an artist. I'm a stylist in terms of art, of creation, creating, always creating inside of my head. So in that sense, I can use my face as a canvas too, and it is nice, and I like watching people's makeup videos and doll makeup videos and ASMR videos. I think this is all good. It makes people feel better. It makes the creator of the video feel better, and that's good. That's healthy. Yeah. Doing it to be socially accepted? No. That's not healthy. That's not healthy at all. But anyway, I'm coming to the point now. Gucci Bloom is the oil that I got. Another oil. I got many more oils coming also. And tomorrow I'm gonna review on Escada. Escada. I love it. Reminds me of my friend Birgit. So, and there's only good memories with Birgit, and I miss her so much. So, Gucci Bloom, I had not known that one yet. That came out in 2005. I went back to see my parents in 2005 for about 4 months. I came back to Paul in 2006, somewhere in March or something. So I went to my parents because it's a long story. So, but that's the time when Gucci Bloom came out, I think. Now I hope I don't mix this up now. So I hope I don't get these. I'm reading so much about these perfume oils and the way they made it and who made it and the story behind it. I start to get all jumbled up in my head about this. But I think it came out much later. So much later than when I came to the center. So when I came to the center in 1992, my favorite runner was Obsession by Calvin Klein, and I had the actual designer bottle, the 100 milliliter bottle, really big bottle, like an oval egg-shaped bottle. Awesome. And I was absolutely in love with it. That saved my life. That perfume saved my life. I can't say it often enough. Calvin Klein saved my life. Yeah, but he doesn't know that. He's not tuned in to see that he is not saving the lives of anorexic women. So, and that's real serious, and that's why I don't buy Calvin Klein products anymore, because of what they have done to teenagers. That's real serious. I don't think they are really aware about it. They're not. It's not like they wanted this to happen, the catastrophes. But it happened, and it happened because of that influence. That was such a major influence. Was their advertisements for anorexia, basically. It's very serious. Teenagers are extremely gullible. When I was a teenager, I mean, I was gullible too, but I was already an artist. So when you have an artist mind, you go by your own affinities. You go by your own associations and things. And I actually, when I was 13, I wanted to be fat. I, for many different reasons. I wanted to, when I was 12, I was still a very slender girl with shoulder long brown hair and big deer eyes, big brown deer eyes. And I felt so vulnerable. And I felt like, no, I don't want to look like the other girls in my class. I don't want them to compare me anymore with anyone. I'm gonna make myself fat. So that's what I started when I was 13. And it was crazy. It became more and more of an obsession. And I drew fat figures. I drew myself fat. I had dreams of becoming one fat blob that becomes like a planet, just like skin, a skin planet. That's what I wanted to become. And so, I mean, I became quite overweight, not like obese or anything, but quite overweight. So then I would say now I am a little heavier now, even proportionally. So even though, you know, I am about 5 inches taller than I was when I was 13, but proportionally also I am a little bit heavier now. So I wasn't like completely obese, but quite overweight, and I was bullied for it, and I didn't care because that's what I wanted. I wanted to be the big pig. That's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be like my baby brother when he was born, because my baby brother got all the love and attention. And then later on, the psychologist, the psychic in me sees right through men. I can see right through. And I see they want chubby women. Well, I think almost all of them, almost all straight men want chubby women, but they don't admit to it. And then later my brother even told me about this. So, and I already knew, I can already tell. And so, and it's obvious, you know, a woman with more meat on her immediately looks more sexual in the face already, you know, and the body, of course. So there's just more sensuality, there's more womanhood going on, you know, than in a skinny woman. A skinny woman looks malnourished. And it's not healthy to be that skinny. I mean, it would be probably much healthier to be weighing less than I do, but there's a woman in a store that I go to shopping. She has the ideal healthy weight. She's not thin, and she's not chubby. She's really, I think, perfect fat ratio, probably. A petite lady, real pretty lady. I think Mexican with glasses. We're a beautiful woman, like way overqualified for the job that she's doing. I love her very much. I'm always happy to see her every time I see her. So, but most people are not in that range. You know, a lot of teenage girls that are anorexic, and then a lot more people that are just way overweight. Most people are way overweight in the Western world because of complacency, junk food, they eat meat and all of that stuff. If I ate all of that stuff, I would explode. I would really, I would pack on 5 pounds per day if I did that. So no, I am a whole food vegan, and I'm still chubby. It goes up, goes down a little bit, like fluctuating. Every time my parents talk to me and they see that if I'd lost a couple of pounds, they go, "Oh, you look so good. You lost weight." Oh, and then the last time they talked to me, "You gained some weight." Like this is socially completely unacceptable. This is like a taboo in the old society, in the aristocratic circles. It is a complete taboo. And that's where I have a problem. It's like, no, okay, I have a huge problem with this. I don't like this, this stereotyping, the hierarchies, the rating system of a living being. I mean, you can rate maybe the quality of perfume oils and clays and stuff like this, but don't rate a living being. Every living being is equally precious. Okay, that's the truth. So the scent Bloom by Gucci is like a humongous field of different flowers. I smell it also makes your mouth water a whole lot. That's why I see all these perfume or reviews. They're always going like this, always swallowing their saliva, because it's like cutting up oranges and grapefruits and lemons, like constantly creating saliva. And you know what? That's good. That's healthy. I read scientific reports on that. That's real healthy to have a strong saliva flow. It cleanses out your entire mouth, the tongue, the gums, the teeth. The enamel of the teeth is cleansed with this, and you have natural enzymes in your saliva that clean everything. That's very good. And the dogs have that too, of course. Dog saliva is real good. It's antiseptic, actually. If you have a dog lick a wound, it's like first aid help. It's like the nurse is coming to help you, So that's what Kenny has always done for Paul, and now Papa Dog has done it too. Because sometimes Paul has sores on his arms because he has diabetes, and I'm worried about all these sores on his arms. And the Papa Dog will come right up and he will he will lick ferociously, will lick all of that off and the scabs too. And then after that it heals up. It heals up and stays well for a long time. So, but if you have high blood sugar in your system, it's not good. That can cause all kinds of problems, immune problems and stuff, and then all these things will happen again, all the sores. But definitely a dog licking a sore, that is a holistic medicine. Dogs are clean animals, and pigs too. Okay, just to give a little bit fact check for the world, because I hear so many incredibly ridiculous religious propaganda writing and talking and all of this. It's very aggravating. They even get into government. So question things, question everything. That's what's so infinitely important. The world can become better if we question things, question anyone, question authorities, question the FDA, okay, the EPA, the government, question the politicians, question who is paying for what, question why is that person that no one knew suddenly running for president, why is he being propagated by all media outlets, why am I not being propagated by the media outlets, why am I not just not propagated but silenced, hacked into, sabotaged, blamed, shamed, bullied, marginalized. There are things that were the corporate agenda where they actually pay the media not to report on certain things. So this is happening. I saw it with the whales that swam into the river. So from hundreds of news outlets, there were only 2 that actually covered that story. Yes, well, very sad. Now Paul is gonna holler. Where are you? Okay. I'm making a video. This is such lovely, amazing stuff here. This is for the senses. Just like the perfume oils are for the senses, and the plush sweaters and plush stretch clothes that are comfortable, and fake fur stretch items and clothing. That's all future. Dome houses is future. Art of creation, of creating amazing things is the future. Perfume oils, it's all gonna continue because it makes us feel good. I see all of those perfume review people, they're all in heaven. I can see it. They all feel incredible. I can see it in their facial expressions. So that's why last night I said, each person can do something to make their own lives better, and it doesn't cost very much. You can start with very simple methods, like buying a perfume oil. I just ordered a whole lot of perfume oil from Sensational Shop. They have gotten really, really high ratings, and they're mentioned in many news outlets. One of the best replica perfume oil makers in the world. So it takes a bit of research to find all of these things, but I'm happy to report on it and let people know. And I had asked them the question, are your oils cruelty free? And they said yes, their oils are, and their products and the ingredients are not tested on animals. So that's a real plus for me right there. And they said that the oils either contain, what did they say? I think sesame oil or sunflower oil, forgot now. Or propylene glycol, yeah, DPG, dipropylene glycol. So, and that's a safe oil. So that is a synthetic uh, fossil fuel derived thing. It's a side product of that. So, but it's okay. It's good for the skin. It is emulsifying and like lecithin, you know, it gives moisture. So I think it's similar to that. But I'm not a chemist, so I don't know exactly. So if you have any information about dipropylene glycol, DPG, they listed as DPG, dipropylene glycol. So if you have any information about that, let me know if this is totally safe. And from what I've been researching, they all say it's safe. So it's completely safe. Some of them put some colors in it. They didn't answer the question whether the colors are natural. So I assume they are not natural, but they put very, very little of that into the oil. It's not necessary to put any into it at all. So I think sweet essentials, they don't put any kind of inks into it at all. So, and Sweet Essential has it directly on their website that their products are cruelty free. So Sweet Essential, so they are among my absolute favorites. So I haven't tried Sensational Shop yet. I had just ordered some. I trust them. You know, the website looks really, really good. I read all about it and researched some also on YouTube, and so I think they're really, really large wholesaler, and the website is very well organized. They're very friendly, very customer friendly, and the prices are also very, very good, very competitive. And so they don't have coupons, they don't have free shipping, but even if you calculate the shipping into it, and 1 ounce perfume bottle comes out to about $8. So for uncut, high premium grade A, cosmetic grade A premium perfume oil, so undiluted, so that's pretty good. That lasts a long time. People said it lasts for over a day, and so that's pretty awesome. And Maya totally doesn't irritate the skin. That doesn't cause an allergic reaction or any kind of burning or anything. So I assume it's probably the same as the one the perfume oils from worldwide perfume oils. So those are really, really excellent also. Their prices are a little bit higher, but we'll see. You know, it can't hurt to buy from different vendors, different wholesalers, compare them. You know, buy the same one from 3 different ones, and then smell them and put them to the test. So that helps. So I'm absolutely excited about this, and it is so incredibly giving and loving. It's like it creates your natural endorphin release in your body. natural serotonin release and endorphin and oxytocin and any good feel good hormone and neurotransmitter that you can imagine is being released by your body through your pituitary gland and the pineal gland. I don't know exactly how this works. The corpus callosum. So it's incredible what's happening. It's absolutely incredible. A body like this, like a whale or dog or horse or human or pig. What incredible complex multicellular organisms those are. So complex. There's a lot going on. It's already a lot going on in a sea cucumber. Can you imagine how much is going on in a mammal? That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And the olfactory system, how that functions and how that ties in with the pituitary gland and how this triggers the pituitary gland to in turn to signal the body to body's chemistry to create its own endorphins. It's so incredibly amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It's metaphysical, is that? And even if we're dealing with synthetically composed molecules, if they are designed in the same structure as the plant has designed it, then it will do the same thing for our brain. It will make us feel good just like that. Of course, the stuff from the plants, it's always number one. Okay. It's always unmatched. The copies are copies, and they're still amazing. They're absolutely incredibly stellar, super mega stellar. But the plants, of course, that stands for itself. That's nature. That's what planet Earth is giving us. That's wholesome. That's whole. And that is infinitely wise. And when I look at the trees, there's an infinite wisdom in the trees, in every cell of the trees. The essences that the trees create, the resins and the amber resins that will come out of the side if a bark beetle got in. It will engulf the beetle, it will protect its wound, its outside bark with its own amber resins. And there's a metaphysical intelligence in there. There are mechanisms happening in there. It's a live organism. Very similar to an animal. Very similar. It is basically also an animal, but in a much less complex form, it doesn't move itself forward. It doesn't have a central nervous system, it doesn't feel pain. So that is the number one argument when we talk with hunter kind of people who say, well, you are eating plants, you're killing plants, you bad person. Like, a hunter should not tell me that. No, no. Look in the mirror, you know, if any of you, if you kill an animal, don't talk to me about eating plants and how bad that is. So that's the number one argument. The plants don't have a central nervous system as the deer or any other mammal or animal out there. But we're dealing with pain, we're dealing with suffering, so it's not okay. It's not even as much about death. Death is not the number one criterion in this. You robbed him or her of their life. Yeah, that's not good. But what's much worse, much, much, much worse, is to create terror in anyone or create suffering. Okay, so, and that is my number one mission in my life, that I want to make the world better. I want to help and relieve animals and humans from suffering. Someone who creates suffering in another is psychologically suffering really badly. So from a wider perspective, I don't judge. I see it for what it is. From an immediate perspective, I am a dog mother. I am a Medusa. I'm a love warrior. I'm a love troll, as I call myself. I'm the love troll grandmother from the video game. So this perfume also, it's also an absolute prize winner. Bloom by Gucci. It is, it reminds me of my aunt a whole lot. Tante Christa. I gotta tell her about that. I'm gonna email her. I gotta tell her about that. So I smell. Papa dog smell on me too. This smells particularly good when it's mixed with dog musky odor. Dog musky scent. We need to create someone said you need to create a cologne, a dog scent cologne. Maybe I should. So what I'm smelling in Bloom, I smell honeysuckle. I smell lemon verbena. That is the lemon verbena. That is an amazing thing. Oh my gosh, lemon verbena. When was that? It was many years ago. It was like 10 years ago or so when I first discovered lemon verbena at the beach. And it was growing in the dunes. A yellow flower. Check it out on Google how it looks like. It looks a little bit like it has very thick, it's a thick material. And yellow flowers, small flowers. And they're kind of like a hyacinth, but in small. They have lots of little tiny flowers that create one larger flower head. And when you smell that, it absolutely is, it makes you absolutely elated and high, and it's an antidepressant. It's so amazing, that flower. When I smelled that, and when I smelled that, I was like, I know that scent. I have smelled this before. So I don't know when this perfume came out. I have to research this again. I get jumbled up with all of this. But I know that lemon verbena is also in Escada. I'll talk about that tomorrow. But it's also in this one. And so when I think every time I met my aunt, she had a perfume that also contained lemon verbena, quite a bit of it. And that's why I associated the lemon verbena at the beach with my aunt, Tante Christa. I was like, oh my gosh, this plant smells like Tante Christa. And it just puts me into a different realm. It just, what I associate with Tante Christa is wealth, abundance, infinite generosity, love, dedication, trust, hard work, meticulous outside appearance, like bourgeoisie, aristocracy, the finest lady in the world. So the fine ladies, the silken scarf, the silken shirt. That's what I associate with it. And hundreds and hundreds of perfume bottles, and in different shapes. The most expensive soaps, and it's always in the most meticulous condition. It's OCD meticulous. I wonder. She works too hard, too meticulous, almost a little bit of a shackle. So that's what I associate with all of that. The finest of the finest, the most gourmet food, the most amazing Christmas settings and Christmas get-togethers. And so I will never forget this for the rest of my life. Tante Christa and my grandmother, they're my two favorite ones. And my grandmother, I get reminded of my grandmother when I smell Dr. Hauschka's rose day cream, the thick day cream. So when I smell the rose day cream, that is so nicely old-fashioned and powdery. That is such a powdery rose scent that it puts me back into my childhood in the good times that I had with my grandmother. Dr. Hauschka Rose facial cream, face and neck day cream. Amazing, absolutely amazing. So, but lemon verbena definitely reminds me of my aunt, and it reminds me of luxury, gentleness, trust, kindness, reliability, all of these things. And it's hard to describe all of this with words. Words can't even really identify that, what I'm feeling, in accuracy. I would probably have to paint it. But the perfume is like a painting. It is a creation. It speaks volumes about this. So this bloom, it's really not so, it's not a hippie type of perfume. So I'm kind of like a hippie, a clean hippie. Very unconventional. When I go into a store, people are always looking. And I go like, but some people look at me mean, so then I turn away, I walk away, I leave them alone. And I say to myself, I'm precious, and sometimes I kiss my wrist to comfort myself, because sometimes I have to do it. I caught myself talking to myself once at Walmart. That would have made that would have made a great people for Walmart video clip, just a short